Man shit tests his date. Women, take note. The dreaded shit test. We usually think of it as something that only women do, but you may be surprised to know that many knowledgeable men do the same thing, but it can be hard to spot. In this video, I will tell you how a woman can pass this test with flying colors and make a great impression by doing so. To illustrate this test, I'm going to tell you a story about John and Gwen. John is a high-value, relatively good-looking 31-year-old business professional who is looking for a serious relationship. Gwen is an attractive 27-year-old freelance writer who is finally doing well enough to be out on her own and still be able to repay her college loans. They met through a mutual friend and hit it off right from the start and have been on 3 dates. So far, so good. On Tuesday afternoon, John calls Gwen and asks if she would like to go dancing Friday night, and Gwen accepts. John calls her again Thursday night to confirm that she will be available for their Friday dancing date and arranges to pick her up at her apartment at 7 p.m. Friday night finds the couple at a dance club. Being a traditional male, John is paid the cover to get in, tipped the seating hostess for a good table, and bought drinks. They have already been on the dance floor a couple of times and are now cooling off, sipping their drinks, and having a conversation when a young, handsome man approaches their table. He smiles at Gwen, then turns to John and asks, "Would you mind if I dance with a lady?" To which John replies, "It's up to the lady," and both men look at Gwen. So, Gwen thinks to herself, well, I don't want to be rude to this man after having the courage to ask right in front of my date, and he did the gentlemanly thing by asking for John's permission. He is good looking and will be right here in front of John, so it's not like we'll do anything inappropriate. John doesn't seem to be the jealous type, so I don't see the harm. She accepts the dance invitation from this stranger, who she later finds out is Terry. The dance floor is crowded, and they have a polite conversation and a nice dance that remains respectful and pleasant. Gwen is feeling very good about herself until she returns to an empty table. Her drink is still there, as well as her purse, so she figures John must have gone to the restroom, or maybe to get another drink, so she sits and waits. But after 15 minutes, she gets worried and sends a text to John asking where he is. John's reply was, "I'm in my car in the parking lot waiting to see if you still need a ride home." Gwen says, "Don't be silly. Come back in and we can continue our date." Then John replies, "No thank you. I'll be parked at the front door in 5 minutes, so unless you want to call an Uber or get your dance partner to drive you home, you should get moving." Of course, by the time Gwen got to the car, she was angry at the childish way John was behaving and demanded to know just exactly what his problem was. So John said this: "Did I call you 4 days ahead of time to schedule this date with you?" Gwen replied, "Yes." "Did I call you last night and confirm that you'd still be available for this date?" Again she replied, "Yes." "Did I pick you up at the appointed time and place, take you dancing as planned? Did I pay the cover charge for us to get in the club, tip the seating hostess, buy us drinks?" Again Gwen replies, "Yes." So John continues, "So would it be fair to say that to be on this date with you, I've given you my time, attention, and resources?" Gwen says, "Yes, you have." Then John says, "What do you think I expected in return? And before you say it, sex is not the answer." Gwen looked blankly at John and said, "I'm not sure what you're asking me." John said, "Okay. Do you think that after giving you my time, attention, and resources, it was fair to leave me guarding your purse while watching you dance with some other man at my expense?" Gwen still looked baffled, so John continued, "Think of it like this. Did Terry call you ahead of time and ask to spend time with you, or call and confirm the date, or drive to pick you up, or pay a cover charge for you, or buy you a drink? No, he did not. All he had to do was walk over, hold his hand out, and off you go. And then you've got the nerve to act like it's no big deal and seem confused as to why I got up and left." Gwen said, I just didn't think of it like that. It was only a dance. It wasn't like we did anything inappropriate. Besides, I thought Terry was very polite and a gentleman by asking your permission in the first place, and if you had a problem with it, you should have said something. John replied, "That's where you're very wrong about this quote-unquote gentleman. What he did is the equivalent of walking up to our table, pulling his penis out, and slapping me in the face with it. You see, what you women don't seem to get is that in these politically correct times, when a man approaches like Terry did and asks permission, he knows there's no good answer that I can give. If I tell him that I have a problem with him dancing with my date, then it makes me look insecure, jealous, controlling. If I just say, 'Go ahead and dance with her,' it looks as if I don't care, and every other man watching this exchange is taking note that we obviously aren't very serious about one another, and that while we may be on a date, you, pretty lady, are still in play. So my response of, 'It's up to the lady,' is the only thing I can say without looking like an ass. Men that approach couples the way Terry approached us are no gentlemen, far from it." Gwen finally saw how badly she had messed up, and that was that for their dating. Men, understand that opportunities like this are great for gauging how much interest a woman has in you. Don't hesitate to shit test her when you have the opportunity. Make sure you pay attention to what she does and not so much what she says. Women, when a man has put in time, attention, and resources to be with you on a date, be with that man. What he deserves for his effort is your undivided attention. Anything else is extremely disrespectful. Also understand that many men will handle this scenario differently than what John did in this story. Another man may very well sit and wait for you at the table, but make no mistake, if this is the type of valuable man that has options, he has just put you in the category of for recreational use only. If you want to lock down a man, this ain't the way to do it. The correct response that Gwen should have given is, "I appreciate the offer, but all of my dances are reserved for my date." Be well and survive.